beginning was so hard to get through, and then it picked up and I was like, yeah, this is the jam. Like, yeah. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cmoore and this is Cmoore-Books. So we are going to be talking about my 2023 reading stats and the 24 books I want to read in 2024, and quickly going over the 23 books that I wanted to read in 2023. So we're going to do the stats first because I just want to do a quick overview. So I'm going to pop up the screen recording. I'm going to start that on my computer now. Like, why is it doing that? What are you doing? Oh, okay. I'm getting this, folks. I am getting this. What are you doing? Okay. I'm learning things. I'm learning how to screen record on my computer. It's amazing. Okay. So 2023, I'm showing so these are my stats for 2023 from Storygraph. I absolutely love Storygraph. I'm going to start subscribing to their like Pro or Plus. I think it's Plus. Plus is what they're calling it. Because I just love all the stats that they give. And Goodreads, if you step it up, I'm honestly considering leaving Goodreads. I haven't fully made that choice, but I just love Storygraph so much. So I finished 238 books last year across 50,130 pages. I don't know where the 4.33 hours came from, but I have listened to way more audio hours than that because I log my hours too. Like, I don't know what this thing is talking about. The first book that I read last year, How Does the Holy Ghost Make Me Feel? I read this for nephew Luke's baptism. I gave a talk on the Holy Ghost. And then the last book that I read, I finished this on New Year's Eve, is Heartstopper Volume 3, Passo Adiante. This is in Portuguese because I started this in beginning of October. Finally finished it at the end of December. Did great. So apparently this is my mood map. Apparently the mood pushes the line up and darker moods push it down. So we had a little dip in April, starting in April. And then we made an upward climb a little bit starting in October. We had a steady decline starting in April. I'm not sure what happened there. So, but I wrote, according to them, I wrote a roller coaster of emotions and enjoyed some lighthearted fun and embarked on exciting adventures. And most of the stories developed at a steady pace. I would agree with that. So, let's see. So I read 25 books in the month of January, 35 in the month of February. It just gets slower as the year goes on. 28 in March, 2 in April, 15 in May. We got a slight uptick. 21 in June, 20 in July, 14 in August. Not sure what happened in September. We did uptick again. 20 in September, 12 in October, 13 in November, and 13 in December. August is when I started my new job. And August is also when my first, like the original youth service assistant that I had quit. But I have a lovely new youth service assistant and I'm so grateful for her. So that's why my reading suddenly just like stopped in August, because my life revolved around programming, and I still read quite a few books between August and December, but nowhere near the first 6 months. So I was still me, but not the me I normally am. So the genres that I spent the most time in 2023 were children's was at the top, young adult, fantasy, middle grade, and romance. These are honestly my bread and butter. I'm a children's librarian, hence why children's, young adult, and middle grade are all on there. This is my life. So, but I still love me fantasy, and I love romance, and yeah, I still love those so much. So getting into things. And folks, I did it this year. I read The Prior of the Orange Tree, was my longest book, at 830 pages. Whew, was it a chunker. I enjoyed it. I felt like it wasn't quite the biggest payoff. I think I gave it 4 stars, but I still did enjoy it. And then the shortest book was Straight to the Castle, Jim Henson's Labyrinth. It was like it's a flat book. It's a board book. Not as good as it could have been, but still love the film, The Labyrinth. We miss you, David Bowie. And then the average length of my books was 206, and the average time it took me to read a book was 8 days. The least time I spent was How Does the Holy Ghost Make Me Feel? I feel like there were other books I read in one day, but they apparently wanted to keep picking this one. And then the most time spent was on Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Not even surprised, because it was like pulling teeth to finish this, but I really did enjoy it in the end. Like, the beginning was so hard to get through, and then it picked up and I was like, yeah, this is the jam. Like, yeah. And then the authors that I read the most this year are Jennifer L. Holm. She wrote the Sunny Side Up graphic novels. I don't know if she's written anything else. She wrote those with her brother. I'm not sure if she's written anything else, but those are the only things that I've read from her. Then I've read a lot of Alice Oseman, clearly. Last book I read was Heartstopper, Volume 3. And then I've read a lot of Adrienne Young this year. I just love Adrienne Young so much. Adult, YA, chef's kiss. So good. So my average rating was 4.5, because I know what I like. I just know what I like, and so good. So these are my 5-star reads. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I'm going to scroll through slowly. They are all over the map. Children's, middle grade, adult, YA. Some of the fun ones in here that I will mention are these pop classic ones, like Clueless and like the Labyrinth one. We have E.T., Back to the Future, The Golden Girls. So yeah, so if you hadn't heard of these, I totally recommend them. I'm gonna try and do a whole video on these pop classic books. I'm currently in the process of buying them all, like little by little, because even though they're picture books, they are still expensive, but I absolutely love them because they're amazing. So yeah. So we'll keep going, sliding through. Oh, so here's Jennifer L. Holmes' books. So they're the Sunny books. I don't know where the first one's at. Oh, looking through this is making me nostalgic to read these books again. Oh, like Babel. Absolutely want to read that book again. And I am so excited for the second book in the Emily Wilds Encyclopedia duology. And I'm so excited to read the second book, The Well of Ascension. I just wish Iron Flame wasn't so kind of disappointing. Okay, that one did not get a 5-star for me. It got a 4, but I still enjoyed it. It just wasn't as good as it could have been. It could have used some editing. Is all I'm saying. It just needed a little bit longer to cook in the oven, is all I'll say. And then these were my 2023 ratings. So we have 168 5 stars, 35 4 stars, 13 3 stars, 9 2 stars, 7 1 stars, and 2 with no rating. Because sometimes, like, if it's a memoir, and sometimes, like, I just can't give a book a rating because I just feel like, yeah, usually it's in the case for a memoir. So I know one of those is Spare, and how do you rate a person's life? That's not really fair. It's like if I wrote a book about my life and it's like, yeah, I'm going to rate your life. I'm going to go out and rate your life. Yeah, that seems totally fair. Actually, no, that's horrible. So, yeah. I'll show you my 1 stars. So we went to the top. We saw the top. I'll just share my 1-star reviews if it'll let me. Come on. Let me see my 1-star books. Can I see them? Oh, apparently it won't let me see them. Okay. I couldn't tell you what they were offhand. Apparently the screen won't let me click on it. Come on. No dice. Okay. So my highest average rating was in October, and my lowest was in January, even though I think that was my highest reading month. And then my highest page count was in July. I think I read like a couple of like some large fantasy books. I think I finished Babel in that month, and I finished The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. So like, not surprised that that was my highest reading month. Just saying. And then my most shelved was Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. My least shelved was Candy Cane Colors. This was so disappointing. It was... They could have done more. They could have done more. If you're going to do a book about colors for kids, like... yeah. This, though, this book is amazing. Teaching kids about their right and their left, and it's like playing the game of Twister with a board book. Wonderful. Finally came back into print on Amazon. Highly recommend checking it out. And then I read 133 new authors this year, including Anne Kong, Nina Kenwood, and Anthony DiStefano. And then 88 of the books that I read were part of a series, which makes me so proud that I am continuing my series, because I kind of need to update my tracker. It's been a while. It's been a while. And then I DNF'd my 31st year and other calamities. It was rough. It was rough. I read 7 books from my shelf. Some of them, I think some of these were rereads. And I completed 2 challenges. So technically from 2022 I was down, but like 2023 was a very busy year for me. So I am allowed to have read less books this year. So these are the emotions of the books that I read. The majority of my books were medium paced and slow paced. Why are these numbers so small? I'm so confused. Can't even begin to tell you. These are just all of them in a glance so far. It's been a really great year. Oh my gosh, that's one of them. Every Summer After is on. No, I think I gave that a 2-star. Oh, Lisa Scodeline, that someone knows, that was a 1-star. Okay, I'm not gonna get into any rants, so we're gonna just scroll down, end it here, and then we're gonna move on to the 24 books I want to read in 2024. So, well, quickly, guys, I read them all. It was a miracle. It was an absolute miracle. And I actually really enjoyed, like, pretty much all of them. Like, all of them. I think I only gave, like, the lowest I gave one of these was, like, a 3-star. And I think that was Tuesdays with Maury. And I think 2 of them I gave 4 stars. So, Babel was a 5-star. I think Between You and Me was a 4. Oh, I lied. The Book Thief, 1-star. Absolutely hated it. I spoke too soon. Captive Kingdom, 5-star. Demon in the Wood, 5-star. Echo, 5-star. Finding Junie Kim, 4-star. 5 Survive, 4. Fortress of Snow, 4. No, that was a 5. Incard, 5. The Last Legacy, 5. Mysteries of Thorn Manor was a 5. Nick and Charlie was a 5. Saint was a 5. Oh my gosh. Just look at that blue eye. Okay. Salt of the Sea was a 5. Oh my gosh, I love Rita Sepetys. The Shattered Castle was a 5. Slated was a 5. Spells for Forgetting was a 5. Oh my gosh, I loved it so much. Strange to the Dreamer was a 4. These Violent Delights was a 4. Tuesdays with Morrie was a 3. I feel like it wasn't really about Morrie. I'm not gonna lie. Where the Crawdad Sings, I thought this was gonna be a 4. I was feeling 4-star vibes all the way. And then Delia Owens, that ending, 5 stars, man. 5 stars. And then Youngbloods by Scott Westerfeld, 5 stars. Yeah. I had Where the Crawdads Sing. That was the last one that I had. And I literally finished it like 5 days before the end of the year. So it was literally a miracle that I finished it. I honestly didn't think it was going to happen. So, yeah, miracles do happen. They happen every day. But moving on to this year, we have the 24 books I want to read in 2024. So I'll do a brief slide up and down, and then I'll just tell you the title and the genre and audience. So Magic Steeped in Poison by Judy L. Lynn. This is YA. Then we have Amaria the Night Brothers by B.B. Aston. This is a middle grade. I do not remember the full plots of some of these, so I'm not even going to bother trying to fake you with a plot. Because that, I don't want to ruin your notions of what these plots could I don't want to plant false ideas and turn you off of a book, because that would not be right. I would feel horrible as a librarian if I did that to you. So I'm not going to do it. But number 3 is Anatomy, a Love Story by Dana Swartz. That is a YA. And then we have, I think that's like a gothic mystery and also a love story. So romance, like mystery, gothic tale. We have Between Shades of Grey by Rita Sepetys. Oh, I know this is going to be a hard read, but it's going to be a good read. This one is historical fiction. Then we have The Brothers Hawthorne by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is a mystery and a YA. We have Chain of Iron by Cassandra Clare, YA. Then we have Chain of Thorns by Cassandra Clare, YA. We all know that I haven't finished this series, clearly. Oh, I'm so excited for this one. Comes out this month. Destroy the Day by Bridget Kemmerer, which is YA, fantasy. Yeah, the last 2 were fantasy as well. I totally thought that Destroy the Day, the 2 before that, I thought it was a duology. Rude awakening when I got up to finish the second one. It was like, this book didn't end. I was like, we're still going. I'm like, that was a rude ending. We have Emily Wilde's Map of the Other Lands by Heather Fawcett. Adult fantasy. We have The Fountains of Silence by Rita Sepetys, which is a YA historical fiction. We have Fractured, which is a YA dystopian. I read Slated last year. Did I even mention Slated? I don't know. Then I have Funny Story by Emily Henry, which is a adult romance. Love Emily Henry. I have The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axie O. This is YA fantasy. Then I have Ink Spell by Cornelia Funk. This is a middle grade fantasy. We have Keepers of the Lost Cities by, oh my gosh, what is her name? Shannon Messenger. This is a middle grade fantasy. Then we have Lady of Disguise by Melanie Dickerson. This is a YA fantasy. No, YA historical fiction. But it's a fairy tale retelling. I don't remember which fairy tale. Then we have The Mysterious Case of the Alperton Angels by Janice Hallett. This is a multimedia mystery story. Then we have The Only One Left by Riley Sager. This is adult mystery. Then we have The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang, because I can't get enough R.F. Kuang in my life. Then we have Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, which is adult science fiction. Oh, and The Poppy War was adult fantasy, but I didn't say that. Then we have Room to Dream by Kelly Yang, which is middle grade contemporary. It's contemporary because it's not old enough to be considered historical fiction, because the 90s are not historical, no matter what American Girl might say. If you know, you know. The Stolen Heir by Holly Black, YA fantasy. The Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson, adult fantasy. And finally, The Wild Robot Protects by Peter Brown, middle grade. Oh, how would I categorize that? Gosh. Middle grade fantasy, and oh, no, it's not really fantasy. It's kind of dystopian. Oh my gosh. Well, I don't know how to categorize The Wild Robot right now. Like, animals in the story, like, talk, but, like, there are people that talk. But, like, the people can't understand the animals, but the Roz, the robot, can speak to both. She can understand both. Yeah. So I wouldn't say it's fantasy. We'll go with futuristic, dystopian. Sure. We'll go with that. We're going to leave it there. So thank you so much for tuning in, and so excited to start this list. And thank you so much for tuning into my stats for this year. Last year was a wonderful year. I started such a wonderful job. I was so proud of myself for reading all these books. And I'm glad that I came out with this chart to, like, mark them off. Because, like, if I didn't have these, I don't know what accent that was, but it was not mine. If I didn't have this, I would never have kept on track. So I'm very much, if it's not in my line of sight, bye-bye. So yeah, so hopefully the streak will continue, and by having this and marking it off like I did in 2023, we shall succeed again. So thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and y'all are awesome. And just want to say, remember who you are and where you live, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.